Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with me tonight. I'm excited to get something a little bit different today. A lot of you have been suggesting this artist and this song in particular because you said it's one of the most powerful things you have ever heard or watched. So today I'm diving into Ren and the song title is Hi Ren. If you want to help me out before we do get started, you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification bell, and if you want the early access to the music, the link for Patreon is down in the description. Also, if you guys would press the hat button, it would greatly help me out. But for now, I'm ready to see what all this chit chat is all about and finally get to listen to the artist that a lot of you have told me you absolutely love, Ren. So let's get started. Oh my gosh.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on you pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately. And I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help.
Man.
You think that you can amputate me. I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky having me inside you to guide you.
Wow.
Expectations provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal? Next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you
Back
twat.
and
No, it's
forth.
not, man. You're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with his subconscious. Eminem did it. Played on guitar. Plan B did it. Man, you're not original. You criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you. I don't need you. I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself. I'm a genius. And I will be great. And I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right. Speak your truth. Your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren.
Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside.
Newsflash.
Chills.
I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender.
Gosh!
Pretender, the banished, avenger, the righteous surrender when standing in front of my solar eclipse. My name is stitched to your lips, so you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal. Feeble and normal, you wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend.
Oh! I don't even know where to start or what to say. Because this song, I'm not going to say this song, this performance, this poetry that I'm sitting here listening to, it's so, it feels so extremely personal, and I just like want to give a shout out to the artist for how incredibly vulnerable he's being with his experience. Like, you can tell this is something that he's feeling, that this is something that is coming straight from his heart, not just from his heart, but from his soul, from his mind. And it's crazy to see the inner dialogue, like the back and forth that he has, because it feels like you're watching him have this conversation with himself. You're watching him have this battle, like with his inner critic. The way that he's going back and forth. You know, he's talking one moment this way, he's talking this way, and the inner critic in him. It's almost like it's like the demon that lives inside of you. The way that he explained it, as you know, all these different variations of Lucifer, and the way that it feels so chaotic and it feels so vile, the way that he's speaking to him. But it's crazy because he's speaking to himself. So I feel like it's so extremely relatable to so many people, because we all have this inner critic. We all have this way that we doubt ourselves and the way that we speak to ourselves, and we all have this anxiety, and that's what his inner critic, his inner demon is talking about, like playing on all his fears, playing on all his insecurities, playing on his anxiety, trying to like shine a big light on that instead of letting him focus on the good and focus on the love that he is inside. So when I say that it's extremely relatable, I think it's the vulnerability that he's giving. For me, it has a lot to do with mental health. I mean, he mentioned, you know, if you want to end me, you have to end you. And of course, the fact that it is playing on his insecurities, it feels like it's a big topic on mental health. And I'm listening to this in October, and my heart kind of feels tight before I even start speaking of this. But as a survivor of domestic violence, I feel like you know what it feels like to have that inner critic, because when you have someone tell you all these things about you, you know, that they themselves play on your insecurities, and you know, daily you just hear the most harsh things told to yourself. So then your inner self starts telling you those things, like, you know, am I pretty? Am I intelligent? Am I fat? Am I this? Am I that? Am I really this person that I'm being made out to be, that you're describing me as? Like, it turns into your inner thoughts and your inner worries, and it turns into insecurity. So I feel like over the last year, just like kind of being out of that situation, really telling myself and learning to love myself, and learning to shut down that inner demon, shut down that inner critic, and find the beauty in who I am. I feel like this inner dialogue that he's kind of having with himself, it is extremely relatable, because no matter what your experiences are, it could be mental health, it could be illness, it could be, you know, surviving certain situations. There's all kinds of trauma that all of us live through that perhaps we just don't talk about, that we go back and forth in our minds and with ourselves, and kind of speak to ourselves negatively. So him putting himself out there like this, I feel like it just did such a service to his listeners around the world, because it's like what he's saying to himself is things that we don't want to talk about, or thoughts that we don't want to share, and he's bold enough and brave enough to sit here and do this. And it's crazy because it's like I don't see different shots being taken, like perhaps different angles, but I feel like he's sitting here and like this is like one shot that he's doing this. And when he does get into that side that you want to say like has this evil presence, the way that he's speaking to himself, it's crazy because it's like he is able to switch right there, like just as an artist he's able to like really convey what that inner dialogue feels like and how it would speak to him and like how vile it can be. But it's got bars. I mean, I'm listening to this and I'm like, nothing is really being repeated. Everything is just like off the top of his head, and it's said with so much feeling and emotion and so much conviction. It's one of the most honest things that I've ever heard. And he's able to just like spit it out. It's absolutely incredible. And then when he speaks back to his inner self, it is so gentle and understanding and kind to himself. So it's such a big switch that he's able to perform for us. So like there's so many kudos and so many great things that can be said about this, but for now I just want to get back to it and see what else is to come.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before.
Yeah.
Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope.
Wow.
Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? 'Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So clever at the man I've become, when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that me to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise, in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side.
Man. My heart.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare. But there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got.
The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax, and I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
Wow. Oh, that was so powerful. That moment after the pause where instead of going back and forth with the conversation, he looked directly at the camera. I thought it was powerful before, but when he looked directly at the camera and he stood up out of that wheelchair, like that was just a moment of strength for me. Like I feel like that was him acknowledging everything and looking it dead in the face and saying like you will not defeat me. Like he stood up on his own 2 feet. And then at the end I feel like having it click a little bit more, knowing that he struggled with actual illness physically and mentally, knowing that this is somebody who really went through the struggle and this was a testament of his faith in himself. And the way that he described it as like I am hope, I just think that that was so incredibly heavy and yet so beautiful and so human. Because I'm paraphrasing, but there was this line in it where he was saying, I was built for this. You know, I like this isn't the hand that anybody wants to be dealt, but I was built for this and I'm strong enough to make it out of it. He said he battled this for like he shouted that out in an empty room, and he battled it for 10 years. So you know how much hope you have to be in such a dark situation and look and know that even though that light at the end of the tunnel is really far away, that you see just a little glimmer of it, and that's enough for you to know like I'm strong enough to pull myself there. I'm strong enough to get myself out of this situation. And that is the beauty of human beings is we all have, like I said, different traumas. He was talking about his mental illnesses and his physical illness, and all of us as humans, we battle so many different things. And that's why I always say you really never know what anyone's going through behind closed doors, because we're all looking for, at some point in our life we have to look for that light at the end of the tunnel. And when I say that I just came out of a really traumatic and dangerous situation, I feel like that moment when he's looking at us dead in the camera and when he stands on his own 2 feet, like I feel like that was a moment for me and my trauma that I experienced, when it's like, you know, you can't sit here and cry like this is the hand you're dealt. You can't sit here and cry that this is the situation that you're living in, but you can know that like no matter what, you are strong enough to make it out of that situation. So it's like you think you can defeat me, you think you can push me down and hold me there, and you think that I have to stay, but I don't, because I'm human and I'm strong and I know what is inside of me. And that light at the end of the tunnel, it's far away, but like one step at a time, one battle at a time, I know that I can make it out. And so like that was just a really beautiful and intense moment that I think as humans around the world that we can possibly look back at past experiences and see where he came from. But obviously what he went through was really trying, is really tough, and he had to pull them deep down into his human spirit to defeat it. And I love that at the end that you said, you know, this is what separates humans from demons and from angels, because as humans it is such a beautiful experience. Sometimes it's a hard experience, but when you make it out of those experiences and you look back, I think you realize your strength and you realize your potential, and you start to see that there's nothing that can get in your way. There's nothing that can defeat you as long as you keep your hope alive and believe in yourself. So I feel like there's just so much to be said about this artist and about this song. But if we want to just chalk it all up to one thing, I think it was a beautiful example of the human spirit, what it can withstand and endure, and then eventually move on to thrive. So, also, oh, just musically, when he was just vocalizing the ooze, that sounds so silly to say it because it's so much more beautiful than the ooze, but oh my gosh, it was heavenly, and it was almost medicinal, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. I loved his guitar playing and that accent. I'm a sucker for an accent. I don't know where his accent is from, but that accent added on to just the beauty of the music and the beauty of the message. I'm sold. I don't know what else Rin has, but I will be listening to more, and I'm thankful that you guys suggested that I listen to this. This is definitely one of my favorite songs that I've heard in a while. But don't forget, before we leave, it's Saturday. More music's going to be posted. If you want to hang out a little bit longer, stick around, see if there's anything else. If you want to help me out, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification bell, and if you press that happy button, it would greatly help me out. I'm going to wipe away these tears, listen to something else after this, and yeah, I'm just grateful today for music, and I'm grateful today for resilience, and I'm grateful to just be here. And I think that's what the song is about. Like, sometimes we don't think we'll make it, and we do. So today I just feel thankful. So I'm thankful for being a human. I'll see you guys in the next reaction.